Street racers turning our local roads into dangerous racetracks. But how do we put the brakes on this behavior?
New at 6, Wink News anchor Emma Heaton explains it's not as simple as it seems.
March 20th, 2023. This video captured out-of-control moments during a street race and intersection takeover in Lehigh Acres. The man you see in the black hoodie and jeans fires shots into an elderly couple's car, shooting them while they were just trying to get by.
It was a very sad, for my neighbors, a very frightful experience.
The shooting shook Paul Waldmiller and his neighbors to their core. For years, they've hoped and asked the sheriff's office to crack down on street racing. As a response to what happened, Sheriff Carmine Marcino announced that's exactly what he planned to do.
I'm going to be very clear. You commit a violent crime in my county, Lee County, and we will hunt you, we will arrest you, and we will put you in jail.
The sheriff announced a new street racing task force 1 year ago. Wink News assignment editor Robin Wolf put in a public records request to the Lee County Sheriff's Office, requesting a list of all the people who have been arrested as part of the street racing task force. The list shows the sheriff's office is doing its job, making arrest after arrest.
We will find you, and we will bring you to justice. It's that simple.
Problem is, many of those arrested are not being prosecuted. Robin searched the clerk of court's website for the outcome of each arrest and more, found that most got misdemeanors, fines, or probation. Some cases were even dropped. In the Lehigh shooting case, the man with a gun, Armando Cruz, was charged with a felony. Others involved either had their cases dropped or had their felony charges reduced to misdemeanors and were placed on probation. And what about this case? Footage shows Mateo Gonzalez burning out in a Target parking lot. Deputies say he hit a pedestrian and fled at dangerously high speeds before flipping his vehicle. Gonzalez was arrested and charged with street racing, fleeing and eluding, and reckless driving. His punishment, after pleading no contest, Mateo spent 3 days in jail, then was placed on 18 months probation.
I can tell you that law enforcement is certainly, not the problem.
Wink News safety and security specialist Kristen Zeman told me part of the problem is legislation. Penalties for these offenses are shown here on the Florida Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles website. Fines range from $500 to $5,000. There's also license revocation up to 4 years, depending on the number of violations. Those involved, from drivers and passengers to spectators and promoters, can only be charged with first-degree misdemeanors up to 3 offenses.
It's got to be so frustrating to the deputies that are making these arrests and not having control over the criminal justice system, right?
Especially because we are the face of law enforcement and the criminal justice system.
Zeman told me a solution could be getting creative, adding safe places where street racers can go, adding speed bumps, and more. Otherwise, change is in lawmakers' hands.
Perhaps penalties to stop or prohibit this sort of behavior is necessary. It's unfortunate, but perhaps it's necessary.
New proposed legislation aims to increase criminal penalties related to car racing activities. It proposes the maximum fine for violations and revising the penalty applicability for second violations. Emma Heaton, Wink News.